Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back in another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Victory Saber and the fact that it has hit the minimum number of backers. We also have the next in the line for the Golden Disc Collection for the War for Cybertron trilogy, and I'm going to talk to you guys about Transformers the movie, the original 1986 movie that was out in theaters, and all that. So without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchasing some merch on my spring store today. Today's video is sponsored by World of Warships. World of Warships is a free-to-play, team-based sea battle game available for PC with more than 400 warships for you to choose from. There are more than 44 million players and 5 different warship classes: destroyers, battleships, cruisers, aircraft carriers, and submarines. After the success of the first collaboration, Transformers are back in the World of Warships, and they brought reinforcements. Hot Rod and Grimlock have joined the battle with fellow Autobots, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, but Megatron and Rumble also have reinforcements of their own, with Soundwave and Starscream entering the fray. This is a limited time event ending on October 21st, so act quickly to claim your free ships and Transformer commanders. During this event, you can unlock special Transformers commanders for your ships. The event also has special camos and Transformer-themed ship skins to transform your ship into the ultimate war machine. First-time players can download the game now, and you can use my promo code AUTOBOTS2021 if you're choosing the Autobot side to receive 1 million credits, Grimlock as an Autobot commander, a Tier 5 French premium destroyer, Sirocco, and 20 Autobot ship camos. If you choose the Decepticon side, you can use the promo code Decepticons2021 to receive 1 million credits, Soundwave as a Decepticon commander, a Tier 5 Italian premium cruiser, Genova, and 20 Decepticon ship camos. The codes are currently only available to new players and players inactive for more than 30 days. So if you've never played World of Warships, you can download it today and use my promo code now. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about today has to do with the 35th anniversary special for Transformers the movie. The movie was out in theaters this past Sunday at 12 p.m. and was in theaters last night at 7 p.m., which is when I went, since I was at RetroCon over the weekend. And I made sure that it was a date night with my wife, which was well worth it, because for her, she's never seen the movie in theaters. I've seen the movie in theaters back in 1986, and I also saw it for the 30th anniversary, but now seeing it for the 35th with my wife was well worth it. And so this was the first time that she actually saw it on the big screen, so it was a different experience for her. The problem that I had with the movie at the theater, I don't know if it was my theater or if it was all theaters that were playing it, but the screen was not in the right aspect ratio. So I don't know if it was supposed to be 185 to 1 or if it was 4:3. It just felt like a weird stretch, and there were parts of the movie that definitely felt like it was cut off from the way that it was. And I will also complain about the volume, in that they did not use the surround sound. Instead, it was just the speakers coming out of the front of the screen, and that was it. So there was no surround sound for the movie, which kind of stunk, but still it was well worth seeing on the big screen, again, because it was my wife's first time seeing it, and she made some observations that, well, actually, before I even talk about my wife's observations, I do want to talk about the fact that right before the movie started, they had these stop motion things that were, they used stop motion with the Studio Series figures. Was written by Flint Dille, and I believe the guy's name is Joe Troutman. They did this whole like little presentation with the stop motion figures right before, and they had the reason why Jazz survived the movie, which I thought was kind of cool. And then they had this moment, and I literally had to laugh out loud during this part, because Scourge and the Sweeps actually land on this like satellite, like right outside the planet Junkion, and they're discussing who became Cyclonus. And they answered it, Skywarp. And I was laughing hysterically because I was like, yes, you finally went ahead and actually did something cool to quite literally like fan the flames in a little weird way, to actually say that, yeah, Skywarp is Cyclonus, especially since, like, you know, Flint actually answered it in an interview that I did with him. I believe it was 2 years ago now at this point. So but now some things that my wife said about the movie. First of all, seeing on the big screen, Unicron to her was terrifying on the big screen, which was a different experience for her, because when you watch it, you know, on a smaller TV, it's not the same. Mind you that the video quality was not as good, at least in the movie theaters that we were playing. Still, hearing Unicron roar, you know, hearing Unicron speak and seeing him eat, you know, Lithone was terrifying for her in such a different way that it is when you're watching it at home. Also, the big battle for Autobot City was like kind of sad when you really thought about it, seeing it on the big screen again. And she was kind of upset about some of the character deaths, of course, Ironhide and Wheeljack being two of her favorites, so she was not happy about that. She was also not happy that RC did not get a bigger role than she did. She should have gotten a bigger role, is what she said. And I know one of the controversial things she did, she literally taps me on the shoulder during the moment in which Optimus Prime is on his deathbed, and she goes, "It wasn't Hot Rod's fault at all. Like, literally, Optimus Prime had like 3 chances to shoot him, and he didn't." And I had to laugh at, because I'm like, well, I did a video on that. I did a video on who became Cyclonus. I did, you know, and I know you could sit there and say, well, of course, she's your wife. Of course, she's sticking up for you. And it's like, no, these are observations that she made when she watched the movie. She also made the observation that that Megatron and Galvatron said, "I'll crush you with my bare hands." She taps me on the shoulder as Galvatron is first, choking out Hot Rod, and she goes, "What is, like, Galvatron, like, did Michael Bay turn Optimus Prime into Galvatron or something? Because he's saying, 'I'll crush you, I'll give me your face.'" Literally what she said, and I was just like, wow, calling out Michael Bay for for the fact that they literally turned Optimus Prime into somewhat of a not really a hero in his own movie. So I thought those were funny observations to make out. Whereas it's like you don't get the same experience when you're watching it on a smaller screen. But the video quality on the Blu-rays, if you have, I mean, I only have a 1080p Blu-ray. I don't have the 4K one yet, and I don't have a 4K TV. So, you know, that would probably be the best quality version to watch it. Probably need a bigger TV to even do so. So that's those are some quick observations. And the next thing that I want to talk to you guys today about is the fact that Victory Saber from Haslab has been fully funded. I did my video yesterday talking about that they were at like 9,500 backers, and now they're at 11,000. They've gotten past the 11,000 mark to make it fully funded, and there's still 11 days before it's over. And like I said, I've already backed it myself, and I know that at 14,000 backers will give us the V-Lock cannon. The 17,000 backers will give us the display stand. And from what we've heard, and I saw your guys' comments, and I've been looking at the photos, and I kind of agree that it probably is the case that the shield will probably be the 3rd tier. That being said, I think everybody who wants this figure should back this figure if they've got the money for it. $180 for what should have been in my opinion, should have been a retail release is not bad, considering that you're getting it through Haslab. I'm just kind of annoyed that some people are, I've literally seen people's comments where they're sitting there going, "I don't care about Victory Saber. I don't care about Victory Saber." And that's probably the reason why Hasbro decided to use Haslab as a way and a means for US fans who want a figure of this character made to be done so, and that's why they did it this way. But I still think that it would have been great to actually see Victory Saber in an animated series, and I would like to see that in the future. And I'm hoping that it doesn't have any QC issues, because that is something that I know some people, were kind of upset about the teeth on Unicron, considering that he was a $600 toy. And but I like I said, I'm still happily backing it, hoping that the figure is, comes and it's good and it's awesome and it's everything that we want. And that's what I want to see. If there's a figure that's being backed and people really want it and they decide to back it, they should absolutely get what they pay for, and it should be in a good quality, especially for a big company like Hasbro. So I'm happy that it's backed, because it's probably got, they probably brought in the numbers from the third-party retailers like Big Bad Toy Store and such in order to actually say what the numbers are. But I'm hoping that we'll see more in the production as now that has been unlocked. Now, yesterday I talked about the first two in the Golden Disc collection. We had Road Ranger and Puffer were the first set. The second set is Jackpot, and now the third set is Mutant Tigatron. Now, before I move on to talking about Mutant Tigatron, I do want to make a correction about something that it was literally on the tip of my mind about where it was, but Road Ranger specifically was actually released as an eHobby exclusive. I had said that it was probably a BotCon exclusive. It actually was an eHobby exclusive specifically, and it was part of a 6-pack of different figures, including Bumblebee as redecoed as Bugbite, which is where that white repaint came from, which actually was a GoBot character originally, and which is where the Bugbite had come from. But now Mutant Tigatron has an interesting backstory as well, is that he comes from an alternate dimension in which all of the Maximals and Predacons have been killed, and he is the last survivor. And instead of turning into a regular white tiger, I believe it's a Bengal tiger, I believe they're called. I don't know these, so if you do know, you can gladly leave that comment and you leave your comment and let me know hey, what kind of tiger that Tigatron is supposed to be. But in this case here, again, he's still a redeco of Cheetor, or a retool, and it's using the mutant head from Shadow Panther. I actually like this deco a lot better than Shadow Panther. I even said that I don't really care about Shadow Panther. I actually want the Ravage figure. This figure does look really cool. I do like the deco, and in Tiger mode, looks cool. Looks really, really cool. It is the third part of the whole disc set, and it is Mutant Tigatron. And like I said, that what his backstory literally is that he has been mutated after being the sole survivor of his timeline or dimension in which he has come from. Getting a look at his robot mode, again, it looks awesome. But I'm really curious as to who the fourth one is going to be. It's probably going to be a Predacon or a Decepticon of some sort. There is talk and there's rumor about it being Pterosaur, and it might be the Pterosaur from Armada. There's talk about it being a redeco of another character. We don't know. We honestly don't know. And here's something that kind of bothered me, that when they made these reveals recently, first and foremost, we have not seen official images of Pipes. We've not seen official images of Waspinator or Shadow Panther, this is a redeco of or a retool of. We've not seen official images of Slammer or anything, all because of a lot of third-party leakers. And I don't want to rag on, specifically point out the third-party leakers, but I kind of want to see some official images of a lot of these figures, because we don't know when they're being revealed. We don't know when they're being released. It's all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's a pre-order for them. And I decided to take a look onto Entertainment Earth, because I was curious, did they actually get these figures out yet? Because right now, Kingdom Wave 4, a case of 8 of them if you want that, if you want it, or if you want them individually, you can get Waspinator and Shadow Panther, and there's no official images of them released yet. So Entertainment Earth only has to be able to give you pre-orders that you can get the figures, but you don't have official images to promote them, which kind of stinks in so many ways, because we should be able to see what they look like ahead of time. I understand that there are third-party leakers out there, but Hasbro shouldn't be cutting themselves short with their marketing department just because somebody's out there and swiping these figures and doing reviews on them early. So, you know, I want to see some of the figures out there now, and unfortunately, we're not getting official images of Waspinator, Shadow Panther, and I believe that Pipes and Slammer will be a Wave 5 of Kingdom, which is a late wave, which also stinks as well, because it also means that us being able to get those figures is going to be a lot more difficult, because usually that last wave of any line usually is harder to find. A lot of people had a hard time finding Windblade. A lot of people had a hard time finding Misfire during, I believe it was Titan's Return, that line in particular, you know, that wave in particular. Astro Train was the last wave of Siege, and then he was repacked for wave 1 of Earthrise. So anybody who wanted the Siege box couldn't get it because it was, you know, in short packed. And it really stinks for a lot of people who want the figure, but I'm going to leave my affiliate links in the description for these figures for this reason, because I don't think that it's right that, you know, if you really want these figures and you're not able to find them at your local retail, again, my local stores never stock anything, and if they do, if I find anything on the shelves, it's always like you'll end up finding the last one, because a lot of scalpers will go out there and there's just not a lot of stuff, so it's kind of forcing us to buy a lot of stuff online. So, you know, again, I'm going to leave the affiliate links in the description so that people who want to get either Waspinator or Shadow Panther can, and get their pre-orders in ahead of time. I just think that it just stinks that finding it on the shelf is a hard thing for a lot of fans, and this is where I feel for you guys. And the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is a GameStop exclusive Soundwave replica helmet. Apparently last year, Optimus and Megatron, you could have done the pre-order. I think I saw them, and I think that the news kind of passed ahead of time. They are using some classic phrases. I'm curious if this will have a voice changer as well, to try and like make it where you can like sound like Soundwave and not just have the 80s phrases itself. But I also know that they are in development of a Bumblebee one as well, in addition to Soundwave, as well as Optimus and Megatron. So I'm curious as to what other replica helmets we'll see, but it's $130. If you want to be able to get your hands on it, you know, it's going to be an exclusive to GameStop. So, you know, it's completely up to you. But I want to know what you guys think about this Transformers news. Are you excited about the fact that Victory Saber has been backed? Are you looking forward to some of these Golden Disc collection figures? And what do you think about the fact that a lot of Wave 4 and 5 is not being officially released? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have more discussions, retrospectives, interviews, and more coming down the pipeline for Transformers on this channel, so stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.